guess I think Facebook just, they made it, they were the impetus towards like making social gaming like very popular. But prior to that, there have been a lot of sites that you play with your friends, you meet people, it makes the game better. I think that to me is, the more friends and people that are playing and using a certain social feature increases the value of the game and makes it more engaging just from the nature of the people there. Rather than, for example, if you have a multiplayer game and no one to play with, it's not very fun. But if you have a lot of people to play with, it's a lot of fun. That, to me, like the foundation of social media.
I agree. And I mean, always it's obviously the basis of that was sending gifts, right? So you send your friend like, I don't know, a Christmas tree or a picture of Peter Pan or something like that. But that just had to evolve into something more complex.
Okay. So a couple of things that picked up here, and actually I've written down one of the questions before, was Facebook is really a big part of what we call social media today, right? So they're the drivers, in my mind, of making this a mainstream movement, right? And really what they were, in my world, was a platform delivery of casual games to play with your friends. Does that make sense? Because it really is, you define a hardcore game that someone plays a lot. That's a hardcore game. I don't know if I directly agree with that assessment, because I don't think that, your soccer mom that plays a lot of Farmville would consider herself, we would consider her really from the industry as a hardcore gamer, because she's never going to go buy, Call of Duty, which we would consider a hardcore game. So do you think the time frame that people play is the reason we consider them a hardcore gamer? Or is it the actual experience that they're having?
Or the experience that they're looking for, and it's hardcore with proper definition of the usage of the term, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know, I feel like we're to use the semantics over a lot of this stuff, and it's not too beneficial, but I think that hardcore gaming is, like I said, the room can understand that refers to the Call of Duty of the world, like the first-person shooters, whereas casual would be considered more like your Minesweepers to your Farmvilles to what is ostensibly the vast majority of the games on Facebook. So
I think it's pretty, you don't screw it. I know it's not 100%, but if it involves violence, I'll be hardcore. If it doesn't, I'll be more social. Like My Little Pony game. I mean, even if somebody loves playing it, it's on a console, realistically, you never consider it hardcore. Whereas if it was slaughtering ponies, you'd be like, yeah, that's
My Little Blue Factory.
So, Greg mentioned here that if Facebook shut down tomorrow, social gaming would be dead. There's obviously lots of other platforms that are social networks as well. So, is Facebook really the only way forward? If someone wants to get into this space, is Facebook the platform to go to? Or are there others? I know Rob, for example, works in the mobile space as well. So how does the panel feel there? If someone wants to get into the social space right now, is Facebook the only entry point?
No, I don't think it's the only entry point, but it's certainly, and by far, is the most logical choice. It's ease of access, ability to code nicely for it, ability to multiple different systems to be used on it. It's ever evolving, which can be a huge problem for people.
The counter to that, though, is it may be the obvious choice, but by being the obvious choice, they make it actually not the best choice. By virtue of, we haven't developed the MySpace platform. We looked at it initially, we never really continued because we focused our efforts. However, my understanding is they really have to change their platform for the worse in the time that they've had it out. So a new person going in, yes, maybe they're only going to get a tenth of the traffic, but A, they may be able to get that traction. And B, the users may pay 2 to 3 times, like the revenue may be 2 to 3 times. So at the end, maybe you're sacrificing a larger interface and may possibly be a bigger fish in a smaller pond. Now that's not what I would do, but then again, I don't have experience in this space, so I can't really say that's maybe not the best option.
Yeah. It comes back down to your goals, right? Like, what, are you there to learn how to code? Are you there to learn how to game? Are you there to make money? Obviously, the 4 of us here. We're all part of companies that are focused on making money out of this process, but
no, not like Microsoft doesn't believe in making money.
Another gaming.
You're wasn't. Yours not about
most part, it depends on what your goals are. And yeah, if you can find a great platform that's supportive of a particular language you want to write in, or the particular program that you want to use to make your games, then that's fantastic. You can consider even something like Congregate to be a social gaming site, and the fact that maybe it doesn't have multiplayer games, but it does have a social component to a lot of these games. They're ever growing that opportunity for their end developers. But at the same time, it's not to the extent at all that like somewhere like Facebook or like MySpace is actually pushing those matters.
And I'd also say the expectations of Congregate users are different than Facebook users. And that in itself.
We get back to the hardcore versus casual debate.
No, more or less, there's an expectation, at least for a certain percentage of Facebook users, that virtual goods are going to be a big part of it. And they're going to be able to play for free, but in order to get a better experience, they're going to have to pay. Whereas you look at some other platforms, that's not necessarily the case. I haven't played a lot of games on Congregate, but ultimately, I don't get the impression that virtual goods are a big part of that.
No.
It's more or less, I play it, a quick little game, I go over the score, and then I leave. So yeah, you may be able to get the plays, but you may not be able to get the same pay at the end of the day. So again, I think it really depends on your goal. If you're a student looking for a great portfolio, yeah, Congregate games with lots of plays is great. If you're looking to actually make money,
Yeah, I can, since we put Junk Battles, which is a microtransaction-based game, both on Congregate and Facebook, it definitely was they're educating their audience in Congregate right now about virtual goods. Yeah. We've had some other success on there, actually, with the help of Congregate. What about the mobile space?
Well, I mean, I think, the issue of Facebook, Facebook has the social graph, so it's easy to, pull people from that graph for your service or for the game itself. But, the goal for a social game, in my view, the foundation is the social graph of your friend list for your game or for your service. And you can build that any way you want. You can use Facebook, which is like the easiest and the fastest. You can find your friends on Facebook that also have, your app, your mobile app, let's say, and then build like the friends list for your service, and then that's your foundation for engagement and social gaming. But you can also find them through your contact list in your mobile phone and sync those up so you may know this person in your contact list, they have this application as well. So I think the issue of social gaming on Facebook, your goal as a game developer or as a service provider should be, and if it's social, you need kind of the friends list as a foundation to the social experience. And you can get that through Facebook, you can get that through looking through your Twitter friends, and you can get that through your contact list, and other ways. So yeah, Facebook makes it easy, but it's not being used first. And mobile, actually, a lot of companies are starting out with just contact lists and creating the friend list for the service that way. So I think social is emerging more on mobile now. They're not all using Facebook.
Like all those different.
Yeah, they're using Facebook, Twitter, and all the other services to help find other people who also have your application, and therefore you're building your own social graph from this repository of friends that you have in various places.
I would say that's basically a background with your company, Leader with Pogo, and ultimately Facebook is your platform. You guys have your own platform, and you simply use Facebook to hopefully bring more people to your own platform. There's nothing absolutely wrong with that. It's just a different approach. Whereas our company, we're just on Facebook, and really we have no desire to send people elsewhere because we have nowhere else for them to go. Right?
Yeah, we're extending. Pogo is a casual game service from EA, and we're extending our audience to the 500 million Facebook users, and basically using that as another platform to publish our IP.